When will I be good enough to be all I wanna be? When?
We talk about emotional turmoil. The scarring you talk about as well with MS, when was that first apparent to you that you had that scarring, as you call it?
Intellectually, when I had the brain scans in Britain in 2004.
Right, so that was after you were in hospital and okay.
I mean, I'd been having symptoms for a long time, so but I would never have. It was such a shock to get those results, because I would never have thought that that was what was going on in my body.
And do you believe that the brain and your body can heal itself?
Yes.
You do?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. And I'm still on that journey.
Yeah.
That journey to peace that I write about, it's still happening now. And my body is still, the condition of my body is still improving as I continue to become more peaceful, as I continue to resolve those past traumas.
Yeah, the past traumas. Now you talk about, you mentioned a dysfunctional, your words, a dysfunctional childhood. I recognise that. Are you prepared to share those early years?
Yeah, some.
Great. Great, thank you.
My family had mental illness, so I was the youngest of 5 children, and I grew up with bipolar in one of my parents. And my first, I guess, memory of that is when I was 2, and my parent with bipolar was completely dysfunctional. Hadn't been that functional for the first 2 years, but was completely dysfunctional. And so there was a lot of neglect in that process. And then I was a victim of sexual abuse, and which kind of repeated itself over the next 20 years. And I was poisoned by a tick and nearly died when I was 11. So I was in hospital for quite some time and completely paralysed. And I'd had asthma since I was 2. So lots of, nothing life-threatening as such, but lots of deeply scarring trauma.
Absolutely, yeah, deeply scarring trauma.
And lots of bullying at school. And I think, you know, it's understandable that I was bullied, because I was bullying myself. I was in pain and really needy. And then as a young adult, it was discovered that I had endometriosis and polycystic ovary syndrome. So more physical kind of illness. And I think that's a manifestation of the sexual abuse that I'd had as a young person.
That's wisdom.
Yeah.
That's wisdom.
But then, you know, as I had my children, as I found happiness in being a parent, and love with my children, it was almost like my first child was the beginning of my healing. And through that time, then I felt forgiveness for the people who had abused me. And it doesn't, that kind of letting go doesn't necessarily heal the wounds, but it certainly makes it possible for those wounds to be healed. Because while forever one is angry with whoever's done that to you, you can't get past that anger, you can't get past that bitterness, and so all of the results, the scars of whatever's happened to you continues to happen, it continues to be there. But once you let go of, in my experience, once I let go of the anger, then I could start becoming whole.